I know you often hear discipline over motivation. Who needs motivation when you have discipline? And I think I said this before as well. But what happens when your willpower runs out? When that motivation is gone? Can you truly depend on yourself to stay disciplined all the time? Especially in the beginning. Who knows? But I'm here to tell you how you can stay disciplined. I always say, do what you're supposed to do regardless of how you feel. But recently, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot harder. And I'm not saying I'm not getting stuff done, but I definitely hit a low point recently where things aren't going as planned. You know, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do regardless of how you feel, right? Discipline over motivation. After a few setbacks, after a few bad habits, courses of actions, what do you do when you just don't have the will? And I'm not saying this is my situation, but of course it's a low point, and I'm pretty sure way lower is that. Who was David Goggins before he was David Goggins? When he didn't have the will. Who are you when you get knocked down and you feel like you don't have the will? Okay, so how do I stay disciplined when I've been knocked down? When the cards are stacked against me? How do I keep on going? How do I keep on fighting when these unfortunate events play out and I feel like my tank is empty? Number one, you gotta understand that this is the hero's journey. There is no story, movie of any hero that has not struggled. They're saying that to be a great sailor, you must sail through storms, you must sail through hard times, because that's what makes you great. Riding the hardest waves, the hardest part of the seas, and making it out and knowing how to make it out. You just had calm seas the whole time. How would that make you great? If you weren't faced with calamity, how can you be great? How can you test yourself? You say you want to be more patient, and the universe, God, whatever you believe in, gives you an opportunity to prove that. So it's up to you in the course of action that you take, whether if you actually want to make that change or if you're just saying that I want to be more disciplined. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a chance to show it if you're gonna be disciplined or not. Life is just a constant test, a constant journey of being that hero, of being the chosen one. You're gonna have uncomfortable situations. You're gonna have times where you get smacked down and maybe you lose your willpower, maybe you almost lose hope, maybe you already have doubt, but this is all a test to see if you are who you say you want to be. And then it's okay, when it's all said and done, who'll come out on top? The new you or the same old loser that you've always been? The same old person that beats his meat, that does the bad habits, that eats unhealthy, that's fat or skinny, that's lazy, that smokes, that drinks, has nothing going for himself. That person, the person that has social anxiety and struggles with talking to people, person that can't look somebody in the eye and walk chest out, chin up. Or are you that leader, that warrior, the one that embraces the hard times and stays stoic no matter what, the one that people look to in times of calamity because they know that no matter what, you will get results, no matter what, you will win. There's no winners or losers. There's just, you're going to get results no matter what. The point number two is cry, right? So this is how to be motivated all the time. This is how to be disciplined all the time. And I put number two as to cry. I don't like being seen as weak, and sometimes you got to be vulnerable, but in the right times, you got to know when to do it. I don't know, as an older brother, I've never ever wanted to be looked at as weak, so I've had the bad habit of suppressing my emotions. Now, don't get this twisted. Before you click off, don't get this twisted. I'm not talking to cry. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to show your emotions. No, what I'm talking about is behind closed doors, it's okay to let your emotions pan out. Amongst your trusted brothers, it's okay to let your emotions pan out. Amongst the universe or God, like I said, whatever you believe in, it's okay to let your emotions pan out. Even if it hurts. Obviously, showing your emotions doesn't have to be with crying, and I'm not saying to be an emotional man, because we could go into this deeply, but I'm not going to do it here. What I'm going to say is, there's a balance, right? You don't want to be emotionless, but you don't want to be emotional. And you know, you might see these videos of being a Sigma and being the alpha man, all that stuff like that, and they don't have no emotions, but that's not true. Because what happens is, and this is what I've learned, is that if you're the emotionless man, the want to be stoic but not even in the right way, what happens is that sure, you might not blow up, because that's often how it is you blow up on somebody or it builds up, and that's if you keep a tight seal on it. Think of your mind state like a, let's just say, a plastic bag or a water balloon. If you keep filling it up and you have a nice tight seal on it, boom, it's gonna pop, right? But if you have holes in it and you're throwing water in it and it's just building up, that anger, that emotion, that sadness is just gonna leak into other aspects of your life that you're not even gonna be aware of. You're probably gonna end up binge eating or smoking more than usual or drinking more than usual, trying to distract yourself with instant gratifications, or all that stress is building up you don't know how to deal with, and so you resort to porn and you find comfort in all the bad habits. It's important to deal with your emotions. And that's another thing too about this trend of being stoic, is a lot of people think it's being emotionless. No, it's letting those emotions flow through you, but you having the mind of zen and being like, okay, I feel sad, and you understanding that. I feel mad, and understanding that, and it's like, but I'm not gonna let this define me. I'm not gonna let this control me. Sure, I'm gonna let it play out, but where can I go from here? Number three, the last point that I have here, search within. You want to know how to be motivated all the time? We often look at music, pre-workout, movies, we put on motivational videos, speeches, we watch David Goggins, who's gonna carry the boats and all this stuff like that. What if I told you have all that within yourself? But I'm easily motivated, right? I'm easily motivated. I'll be running, right? And I'm thinking of just stopping. You know, maybe slowing down, maybe walking, and I start doing this. the champ is here. I don't know why. It sounds corny. It sounds lame. But I do that. And that shit motivates me. Or I'll be like, come on, champ. Come on, champ. Let's go, champ. I just start talking to myself. And it sounds crazy. But then I start running. Instead of wanting to walk, it makes me want to go even faster. And I'm not telling you that you got to do this. You know yourself best. You know yourself better than anybody. You know what motivates you. You know what triggers those things. Or even like remembering where you came from. The things that you've overcame, the things that you had to deal with. Man, this is nothing. When I was at my low point, I found that I kept trying to look for videos of just trying to find anything to motivate me. Boom. But then it's just like I was numb to it. I'm so used to what they're saying, and it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit, and like, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Why don't you do it? And one of my other videos that I said this title, it's like, how many more videos do you need to watch until you do what you're supposed to do before you get going and get after your goals? Because if you need this, it's like you must not want it that bad. I'm numb to these dopamine things, right? These videos are not hitting anymore like they used to, and I'm just like, okay, what else can I do? And that's where I said, okay, I gotta search within. And I realized, like, especially when I'm running, it puts me in that mindset of a killer, of a beast. And you know, all these things could be great motivators, but you just gotta find it within. And that's why I say search within, because we're often looking outwards to different things outside of ourselves, when in reality it's in here the whole time. You've done it before. Okay, like at this point, if you're on self-improvement, like we've all been through that one breakup, that one like rejection where it got you here, where it just got you here. You're like, you know what, I gotta better myself. I gotta be a better person. I gotta become successful. So you've done it before. You motivated yourself from a failure and you never stopped. Maybe you had a good habit that you kept going because of that situation. Maybe somebody spoke down to you. Maybe they said you couldn't do anything. Maybe you had competition and it kept you motivated. It kept you accountable, kept you disciplined because you wanted to prove them wrong, or you wanted to show them who you truly are. Or one that got me, and this is probably gonna be the last one that always gets to me whenever I want to slack or not stay disciplined, or whenever I want to eat that snack. Or I make these videos and I always ask myself, okay, who are you when there's no cameras? Who are you when the cameras are off, when nobody's watching? That defines who you truly are. So are you going to be a fraud that is motivational and disciplined, but then when the cameras are off, you're eating and snacks and doing all the bad habits? Or are you the disciplined person, the, you know, whatever, the leader, the warrior, off and on the camera? Who are you when nobody's watching? That should be fueling you. Without the social media in real life, you're not really like that. And it's going to show when you're put up against somebody that is like that. Whenever you're at a low point, whenever you don't have willpower, whenever the motivation is not hitting fourth quarter and you need something, ask yourself, who are you? And truly search within, truly find those things, because only you know what you need to do and you know how to do it. You know how to get it done. It's just, are you willing to go that far? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Oh shit, actually there's a great quote. It goes something like, the ones that win battles do just enough to win. People that win war do whatever it takes to win. And that is the difference. I might have said it wrong. It hit a lot deeper from like where I heard it. I just don't remember how it goes or where I heard it from. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Mad love, like, subscribe. You already know what to do. Show the support, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. Peace.